It's time for another Rick Answers His Email. First up today is from Walt, who says that he had a total security fake antivirus problem, and he bought Spyware Doctor, which is a good product, but boy does it slow the computer down. But he did say it knocked out his total security infection, and he's back up and running. So thanks for the information, Walt. Thomas, probably the best compression program is WinZip, and you can find it at winzip.com. Here's their newest version of it. But yes, you're right, it is built into Windows XP and into Windows Vista. All you have to do is open up a folder or files and then select the files or folders you want to compress. Right click on one of them, click Send To, and then click Compressed or Zipped Folder. And then you automatically get a new zipped folder where you can rename it. And that's all there is to it. Next up is a question from Teresa, whose daughter was scammed out of $35 on eBay, and she's wondering if there's someone that she can report it to that can possibly help. The police are probably right, the $35 is probably gone. I'm not sure all the details on your particular case. The only other thing you can do is use the tools available to you on eBay. If you go to eBay Help and then report unshipped item, or report, I think that's when in your case she paid and didn't get her item, then you're going to find some tools you can use and the process that they use to be able to try to get your money back, or at least get some resolution to the transaction. Good luck. Tim has an old laptop hard drive he's trying to get some information off of. He's already gotten the enclosure and has it connected to the new computer. Well, if it's connected and you can see the hard drive in My Computer, you should be able to just open it up and start looking for your data. If it's Windows XP or Windows Vista, you're going to look under Documents and Settings or under Users for your particular user to find your favorites and your bookmarks and your My Documents and all that kind of stuff. And then you should be able to get that up and running as far as getting your data. And yes, you can also scan that hard drive just by right-clicking on it, again in My Computer, and tell it to scan with whatever software you have on your system. Harold, there's not any one netbook that I recommend. I do like the Asus brand, ASUS. Asus is the first people to make the netbooks. There's a lot of them out there now. I do have to say that I like the little 10-inch netbook better than the 9-inch one because it does have a little bigger keyboard and a little bigger screen. As far as running operating systems, I really like running Linux on any of the netbooks because you're not going to use it very often. You're going to travel with it, and you're not going to want to have to worry about all the updates downloading every time you turn it on and have to worry about viruses and spyware and so forth. So look around, see which keyboard you like, which screen you like. Brand isn't a big deal because they all have the same innards. It's just going to be a matter of aesthetics. Hewlett-Packard makes a nice looking one. Keyboard's a little bit chintzy, but it's very thin and light. Dell makes a nice one as well. But I think in terms of features and price, Asus is probably the way to go. Al, probably the best thing to do in your case is to completely uninstall anything you've done with AVG, and you can also search on the AVG website for a removal tool to make sure everything is gone, and then try reinstalling from scratch one more time. Humphrey, what you're looking for is what's known as a status bar. Click View from the menus, and then just make sure there's a checkbox next to status bar, and you'll get your little status bar back at the bottom of the screen. After reading Scott's message about his CD burner, it appears that your CD burner is defunct, Scott, and I think the best thing to do is go out and buy yourself a new one. They aren't too much, between 30 and 40 bucks. Sometimes you can even get it cheaper online, like at newegg.com, and just replace it. There is no repairing those things. It is one of the most common pieces of a computer that does fail. Easiest thing to do is go out and get a new one. Craig has just an informational email for us. He got a really good deal at Office Max for a computer for his wife, and that does look like a very smoking deal for that price, and it's a good idea for a poll. I think I've done that one a long time ago, but we might as well put it up again here pretty quick. Thanks. Martin, go to my website, helpmerick.com, search for desktop wallpaper or just the word wallpaper, and you'll find the information on how to go through a little registry tweak to get this going. If that doesn't work, that means you're still infected with some type of spyware, and in that case you're going to want to remove the spyware using some of the tools that I have listed under my security section on the right hand side of the website. I think in your case you're going to probably want to go back to Best Buy. It doesn't sound like they completely cleaned out the viruses and spyware that you had on there, because if your desktop background isn't saving, that means that it's not completely clean. Take it back, make sure that they follow through with what you paid for. That's it for this week of Rick Answers His Email. I'll be back again next week with more of your questions and answers.